Hello everyone and welcome back to Oz Arab Media. My name is Christine Tadros and today I'm joined by a humanitarian leader, speaker and founder of Future Power Academy, Mrs. Vivianne Dawalibi. Vivianne is the founder and the editor of From Survival to Contribution, a collaborative legacy book featuring the personal journeys of 16 contributors from 7 different countries. Each contributor shares a story of rebuilding, belonging, and making a meaningful contribution to the Australian society. The book challenges the way refugee stories are often presented, moving the conversation beyond hardship and survival to recognize refugees as leaders, professionals, business owners, volunteers, and valuable contributors to Australia. Vivianne, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, really, Christine.
No worries.
I honor you for giving me this opportunity to come to Oz Arab Media.
Of course.
And share my story.
Of course, anytime we see your hard work and that book. And before discussing the book that I'd love really to talk about, if you can briefly introduce yourself and tell our audience about your personal and professional journey, because I'm pretty sure it's much more than what I've mentioned in the early introduction.
Thank you very much,
Of
really,
course.
for this opportunity. To give you a brief about myself, I'm really born in a small town in north of Sudan, and the town is called El Damer.
Okay.
And where I was raised in a minority community where 2 brothers married 2 sisters of Syrian background.
Wow.
That's how I was raised.
Wow.
And lived together as an extended one family. We were the only 2 Syrian refugee families lived in that community.
Wow.
So you can imagine
Yeah.
how our parents were very protective of us.
Of course.
My faith is Catholic or Christian, and I lived my childhood and my young adulthood all with oppression, deprived from many things. As a young girl, very full-on dreamer. I had a big dream to go to university and become a teacher,
Wow.
and that
Never happened.
never happened. I remember the day I came very excited to my father holding the application to enroll in the university in Khartoum, in the capital city. I wasn't really ready to comprehend what the outcome would be because I was full on expecting
We're proud of you. The let's go, I'll take you.
definitely was not that.
Wow.
As
How
soon-
come? Because they're very overprotective?
Because I was a girl
Oh.
and they were very overprotective.
Wow.
And my father was also a person who was born in that community. He did not really have good education. He left school from year 3, so he was not.
Appreciative of education maybe at that time?
He was supportive of education. He was really supporting me, but under control. Not to let me go to the capital, to travel, to be away from home.
Independent.
That was a big no-no.
Wow.
So he took that application from my hand and torn it and threw it on the floor and yelled at me and he said,
Ouch.
I don't have a girl to go to university.
Ouch.
Do you understand? And that was the moment when my dream was stolen, even before it really started. That did not really stop me from focusing my energy and sitting the exam, and I scored the highest in the class.
Good on you.
But it didn't take me anywhere
Aw.
because I couldn't go to university. That was my first heartfelt disappointment.
Yeah.
And then the principal of the school, I studied in a Catholic school,
Yeah.
and the principal was a family friend priest. He came to my father and offered my father. First, he was very upset that my father did not allow me to go to university, and he told him that I scored the highest, and he offered me the opportunity to become a teacher for a special program helping children
Wow.
with mental health issues, to teach them how to become independent. I was very excited. My father did not say no because he was ashamed to say no to the priest.
Wow.
So he allowed me to go.
See, hierarchy, it works that way.
That's exactly right.
Wow.
So I went and I started really the teaching program. And soon after, the program brought an American consultant to teach us, the trainers,
Yes.
to become more equipped
Yeah.
to help these children more
Yeah.
effectively. And that consultant saw in me something that I couldn't see in myself. She offered me a scholarship
Wow.
to go to the United States, study social service,
Oh my
and
God.
become
If
equipped.
to the Khartoum we didn't go, are we going to the States?
And I forgot that disappointment. I was still encouraged with the opportunity.
Aw.
I went second time to my dad. And that was again,
Another break, huh?
not only a no, but forced to stay at home.
Oh my God.
Forced to quit the job I loved.
Oh my God.
And that was again another second time deep hurt and deep disappointment. And above all, I couldn't stand up to say why. I couldn't argue.
Speak to
I couldn't
yourself.
speak. Absolutely. I nodded my head with acceptance, even if I was not accepting that.
Wow.
But being me, I looked for ways. And in a local paper, I found a course, a bookkeeping course in a British institute by correspondence. So I said to myself, that might really accept my dad because I'm not going anywhere. I will do it from home.
Yeah.
And thankful God, he accepted.
you.
I done the bookkeeping course.
Yeah.
I received the certificate. And little I know that certificate became the golden key
Wow.
that helped me to step into the United Nations
Wow.
Refugee Agency, UNHCR.
And here starts all the refugee story.
Here starts the refugee stories.
Wow.
Absolutely, yes. Still, I felt I was in prison, not in a cell, but in my own home because I
Right.
couldn't do anything. And God heard my prayers. I was always praying, God, how can I change? How can I become what I want to do? And then I got married.
Wow.
I got married to another refugee from Armenia.
Oh.
So I did understand at a very early age the life of a refugee. My grandparents were refugees from Syria. My husband refugees from Armenia.
So you
And
lived it as a norm.
I lived it as a norm. But inside me there was always a question. What is a refugee life and how we can help? Marrying my husband, it was a beautiful experience. I was like a bird that was kept in a cage.
Yeah.
And the door was open.
To a
So I-
golden cage this time, we say in Arabic, right? We went to a golden
Golden
cage.
cage. Yeah, exactly right.
Amazing. That's great.
And I had really lovely married life
That's
with
lovely.
my late husband, Nubar Bozajian. And he took me from that small town to the capital, Khartoum.
Wow,
And
finally.
and now the challenge started.
Yeah.
From that town, I never met foreigner
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
or I understood civilization, and I came to an open society with mixture of communities, and I had to learn first to adapt to the Armenian society.
As well, yeah.
Absolutely, that was my first adaptation,
Wow.
and I learned and I merged very quickly.
Lovely.
And my husband really done for me a very nice wedding party.
Aw.
And 3 days we spent in the Hilton.
Ooh.
Never been in a hotel like that.
Wow, that's amazing.
That was really amazing. And after we came home, we had a person visiting us. And I heard the tone, Armenian guest, the tone was a bit different. And I didn't understand what is happening. So when the guest left, I asked my husband, what was it about? Is everything all right? And that moment, my husband paused. And he said, Vivianne, I have to let you know. I borrowed money for the wedding and for the honeymoon. And the man wants his money back.
Aw.
And I said, that's okay. I can help you, even without knowing how. On that evening, I remember it very well. We went to the Syrian club. We are members with the Syrian club. We are members with the Armenian club.
Of course.
These were our social
Yeah.
networks.
Networkings, yeah.
And I met my friend Huda. And I was telling Huda, I need to work, Huda, but I don't know how. And Huda paused for a second and she said, why not, Vivianne, you join UNHCR? They are looking for a bookkeeper.
Wow.
I paused now. I said, Huda, I have a certificate, but I don't have experience.
Yeah.
She said, no problem. Come tomorrow and I will
We'll sort
introduce
it
you
out.
to my
Yeah.
boss. Oh, that night I didn't sleep.
Oh, so excited.
That night I couldn't really sleep.
Aw.
I was thinking, how? Will they accept me?
Aw.
Will they take me? I have no fluent English, never met a foreigner, and no credential, and no experience.
Wow.
But I gathered my courage.
Good girl.
And I really walked to the interview. And I sat in front, Mr. Pierre Perlot,
Oh, my
similar
God.
to what you are doing now,
Oh,
sitting
no.
in front of you.
Yeah. I hope
My
I'm not
mind-
as scaring as him because I'm sure that experience wasn't a pleasant one.
My mind was racing.
Yeah.
The self-doubt was really,
Yeah.
really creeping hard.
Yeah, especially when dad suppressed everything, right? So he never gave you the chance.
Exactly.
To fly,
and
yeah.
the self-trust that you are and you could was something
Diminished,
bigger than
yeah.
me, definitely. However, I woke up from that nightmare running the scary movie in my head
Yeah.
to hear, Vivianne, I give you the position of a bookkeeping.
Mate, you gave me goosebumps already. Yeah.
When you prove yourself, you grow. That became my mantra. When you prove yourself, you grow.
Amazing.
I took it very deeply. And that is how my journey started with UNHCR.
Wow, that's amazing. And that's you started the life of freedom, the life of independence, the life of supporting your partner, husband, rather than just being seated there and say yes or no or I don't know. That is amazing.
That's how I started.
We're proud of you.
Thank you so much, Christine.
Amazing.
Really, that's how I started. I
Great.
started the bookkeeping
Yeah.
job, trying to understand the system, trying to understand. I never heard of what is UNHCR or what's their
Right.
mission.
Yeah.
And few months later, I stepped into Pierre's office and I asked him, I said, please, is it possible that I accompany the field officer to really see the refugees?
Oh, so your mind was
Refugees.
about the refugees.
Definitely. He looked at me and he said, Vivianne, I am in this position more than a year and no one came to ask that request. So he allowed me. And that became my turning point. When I went to the field and I saw the refugees from different African countries put in a very hardship situation. They were kept in tents in a hot country like Sudan with very limited resources.
Wow.
That created in me something bigger. And the question became stronger. How can I help? Now I am not sitting only with figures. I want to see how these figures will turn into helping them
Tangible
have,
help, yes.
absolutely,
Yes, amazing.
to have a better life.
Wow.
So I've been promoted from a bookkeeper to a financial assistant, to administrative assistant, to a program assistant.
Look at the stairs you've climbed.
That was the moment
Amazing.
when I really started to feel my dream.
Wow.
How can I make a difference in the lives of the people I serve? And then I was sent to missions. And my first mission was to Kenya.
Wow.
First time to be away from home, leaving behind my husband and my son.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, how hard was it with a small family, like, to go? I know because when I graduated, I had the opportunity to go into a UN, and my mom was like, no, 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 you're my only child. I'm not doing this. I'm not sending you anywhere. So how was it with you to leave behind a husband and a baby and go?
My son was, I got married in January on the Australia Day.
Oh, wow. Look at
26th
that.
of January,
Coincidence.
1980. And my mission to Kenya was in 1992.
Oh, okay. So your
So
son...
after I really climbed the ladder in
Yeah.
they were testing my capabilities.
Of course.
My son, I gave birth to my son in December 1983.
Okay.
So he was around 11,
Yeah, that's
something
good.
like that.
So he was
10,
aware, like, mommy's trying to do a good thing
yes.
out there.
And I had the support of my beloved auntie.
Yeah, lovely.
She is now in Auntie Mary Di Bona. She lives in Italy
Oh, God
at the
bless her.
moment, but she
Yeah.
was like my mother,
Yeah,
and she was really
helping.
looking after my son. She gave me the opportunity. My husband was my backbone.
Amazing.
He allowed me to have this opportunity and the mission.
That's cute.
And that was the first time I served
On grounds.
on the ground, in the field, as a program officer, helping unaccompanied minors from South Sudan
Wow.
who walked all the way from South Sudan to a camp in Kenya.
Yeah. Wow.
And that was my biggest, really rewarding experience I had.
Wow, look at that. That is amazing.
Yeah, and from there my journeys continued
Yes,
from
of
Kenya to
course.
Somalia, and then I
Wow.
went, and then we became refugees in Australia, and that was
You yourself, a refugee in Australia.
Correct.
So you were helping refugees, and then you came to Australia as a refugee.
correct.
Wow.
From 1980 to 1994, I was helping refugees
Wow.
until we became refugees in Australia. But my mission didn't end. As soon as we arrived, the plan was with my husband that I would resign.
Yeah.
Because I was really trying to become established as a program
Yeah.
officer. And I applied for several positions. It didn't happen. Only I was sent on missions. But this time I was clean and clear in my head that, okay, I will come to Australia and I will really
Settle
resign.
as a wife and
That was my plan.
a mummy.
But God had his own plans
Of
for
course.
me.
Of course.
As soon as I arrived to Sydney, I was called. Vivianne, you are appointed to go to Armenia
Wow.
as a program officer for 1 year. And my husband said to me, you have to take it. This is the dream you were really looking to have.
I know.
And I was ashamed. How come? My family, what they will say? I just arrived after all this.
Struggles. Yeah.
Yeah. And he didn't accept. He said, you have to take it.
Support you to the end. That's amazing.
Absolutely. And my son, we already entered him in a primary school, St. Joseph Primary. And he said, no, don't worry. I will look after our son. And you go. It's only 1 year, Vivianne. You will come. I will go. And we will really just, this is the dream of yours. That dream, that stepping stone became a career.
Wow.
I served in Armenia, and soon after, my husband and my son joined me in Armenia.
Wow.
And my husband became a volunteer for the United Nations, UNHCR, and our son, we had to put him in a boarding school, Armenian boarding school, because of the conditions in Armenia was not really appropriate for our son to really be there. Not because the other children are not important as our son, but we had better opportunities so that we put him in a boarding school in Armenia. And 1 year he really studied in Melkonian Armenian College. And after that, an American International School opened in Armenia, and our son joined us.
That's
and he
amazing.
really started to study in Armenia with us.
Wow.
And then from Armenia was sent to Belarus, and from Belarus to
Look at that
Moldova,
journey.
from Moldova to Bangladesh, and finally I served in the Kosovo operation.
Wow.
My journey with UNHCR was a bit more than 20 years.
God bless.
helping refugees, standing beside them, listening to their stories, reforming policies, creating community development, and integrating them. And I participated
Wow.
in economic transition as well.
Wow.
And we came and we resettled in Sydney in June 1999.
Amazing.
When I lost my mom, I came for her funeral and I never went back. My husband came very sick. He was again a United Nations volunteer in Kosovo, and he was admitted to Liverpool Hospital for 6 weeks, and they told me he will not make it. I was in a
2
denial.
losses in 1 year. Yeah.
3 losses in short time. I lost my mom. I lost my father 2 months before my husband. And I lost my husband in October.
I'm so sorry to
2008.
hear that.
It is
Vivianne.
very-
But I'm sure they made you stronger, knowing the personality you are.
Definitely.
What doesn't kill you make you stronger, like they say.
Absolutely.
So it will be a silly question if I ask what inspired you to create From Survival to Contribution. But I would like to know, why did you bring these 16 contributors together if we want to push from your personal life into the life of your book?
Thank you for asking this question. I think it's not a silly question.
Yeah.
It's a very valuable question because being a refugee myself, going through the challenges of every refugee, what they go through, I could not take it when I knew the government is promoting the 1 million stories, and on social media they are saying refugees are a burden, refugees are survivors, refugees, they are taking our jobs, refugees and refugees. I couldn't. So that inspired me to really document not only my story as a refugee, and that was my first time to really speak about my journey as a refugee and what I have done as a refugee to Australian society. Because after I lost my husband, I left Sydney, I went to Queensland, and I invested my money in having 2 medical practices.
So you were actually investing in the country.
I am investing in the country.
yeah.
I am not only investing, I am also giving opportunities for people to take care of their health
Yes.
in a family environment. Because I carried the loss, I carried the pain, and now I really want them not to have that pain or losing someone
Beloved.
lovable to ignorant, because I didn't know, or we didn't know that my husband had a heart condition.
Wow.
So for me, it was an awareness, it was giving them access to health care.
Lovely.
And then that is when it inspired the
Writing
from
that
survivor
book,
to
Wow.
yeah.
That's amazing. And why is it important for you that each of the contributors tell their own story? Because for those who don't know, that book is not solely written by you, right? You've got 16 other people writing their own stories with you. Why was it important that they write their own story through their own chapters in their own voice?
Very, very valuable question again. I believe when you allow yourself to face reality, that is a therapy by itself. Because through my journey, I had to face the same. And that helped me. When I really, it helped me to heal what I tried to avoid.
Yeah.
Because life keeps us busy,
Yes.
and we don't allow ourselves to
You push
sit
down,
and
you
reflect.
suppress, you put yourself in denial. Yeah.
That is very true.
Yeah.
Either in denial or distract ourselves from feeling the pain. So that is why allowing people to really sit, and that is what have been said to me from each of these co-authors,
Yeah.
that thank you, Vivianne, for giving us the chance
Wow.
to really reflect, even though it was emotional, even though it brought the pain up,
Back,
because
yeah.
if we don't see it, and if we don't embrace it, if we don't acknowledge it, we can't transform it, and we can't let go. So that was a theoretical
Wow.
journey right in their chapter.
Amazing. Now that we're talking about the contributors, Vivian, how did you select them? How did you know about them? And what qualities or experiences you were really looking into finding in these contributors?
When I really started the concept,
Yeah.
I myself, I am new to Sydney.
Right.
I don't have really network. And I am rebuilding myself again in a new state, even though I came before. So knowing how to select the people was through word of mouth and referral.
Okay.
I started by sharing it with my friend Mary.
Nice.
This is the concept I'm creating. And Mary, through her network, and from her network to other networks,
chains of networks, put them together.
many of those co-authors, I met them on the launch day
Wow.
on the 27th of June
Yeah.
last month.
Wow.
Many of them I haven't seen. Many of them
So you collaborated or just had back and forth with emails and
over
phone
the
calls?
phone,
Wow.
phone calls, Zoom, and through emails.
Wow.
That's how I really
That's inspiring.
structured their stories.
Lovely. And what common themes emerged across the contributors' stories, despite their different backgrounds? Because we heard there's many countries behind it. So what was the common theme between all of this?
It was really these people, the 15, because mine became the 16th,
yeah.
correct? The 15 co-authors are coming from 7 countries.
Oh,
Some from Sudan, where I was born,
right.
other from South Sudan, and from Palestine, from Iraq, from Syria, from Rwanda.
Wow.
Yes, and the common thing was survival. How they came holding all their past experiences, and they had to survive to build themselves in Australia. And the most important thing is this 15 became contributors. That was the common ground of from where they came as survivors. And that's why the name of the book was created. When I really heard their stories, it became very obvious for me.
It is
From survival to
contribution.
contribution
Amazing.
became the really theme of the book.
Wow.
All of them have survived, volunteered to put their feet on the ground, to learn the system, to navigate the system. Totally opposite to my personal experience.
Wow.
Totally opposite. I was
Yeah.
maybe the only odd among the 16 who did not really went through the contribution.
Yeah.
Yes, I went through the learning because I acquired Australian qualification,
Yeah.
but the Australian experience to work as a volunteer or as an employee, I did not
Right.
have.
Yeah.
I created myself. I created the opportunities. When I was told again and again, you don't have Australian experience,
Yeah.
you don't have Australian qualification or overqualified, I couldn't wait for someone to give me
It's
that
funny to hear
opportunity.
the word overqualified from being a comment to being a destructive, destructive
Yeah.
comment.
How can I
Wow.
become overqualified and deprive the opportunity?
Yeah.
It really doesn't work. For me, I looked at it and I said, okay, if I am overqualified, I will create. And that is the moment when I created the Melkite Welfare Association
Yeah.
and I secured for me a job.
Wow.
So no one gave it to me, I created it.
You are so brave that
And
you
I-
created the own law and put it there for you to start. That is just amazing.
Absolutely, really,
Wow.
because I was a survival myself. And really, I created that opportunity to secure a job.
Amazing.
And I worked under the Melkite Welfare Association after 20 years with United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees,
Wow.
serving as an operation manager or a program officer
Yeah.
in 8 war-torn countries. I started
Yeah.
in Australia with $8 an hour for 20 hours a week
Wow.
under the Welfare Association.
Wow.
That's how I started. But I'm very grateful because it really secured my sanity. It reintegrated my purpose to give, my purpose to contribute, my purpose to support and help. And I developed several community development projects, and above them, I created and implemented a 6 weeks economic participation.
Good on
because
you.
I done a study and I found more than 65% of the people I surveyed are unemployed.
Wow.
And I said, wow, to my husband, these people came before me and they are still unemployed. And then I helped them to really use their resources,
Wow.
their skills, their certificates, their knowledge, turn it from a hobby to a business, a small business.
That is amazing, Vivian. What a story.
That is what
What
I-
a legend, the Australian way. If I want to shift back into the book aims to shift the conversation from viewing refugees as survivors to recognizing them as being contributors. What is that change? Sorry, let me say again. Why is that change in perspective so important to you?
I believe after the interview of all these co-authors and discovering their challenges and the journeys and whom they became, that allowed me to sit and reflect on the importance of contribution.
Okay.
And that created for me a very strong interest to advocate for contribution. Because I believe and I know that Australia is investing a lot of money in settlement programs.
Yeah.
And that settlement programs definitely is amazing program or programs that help people to know how to start in
Yeah.
a new country like Australia.
Yeah.
However, with all my heartfelt sadness, if the government invested in the resources those people have already carried, they could have saved lost years of
Wow.
contribution. That is my strong message from this book. It is not just a legacy, it's not just a book, it's not just stories. It's a very strong message to the people of Australia to see refugees as contributors.
They are investment. They are an investment.
Absolutely. And it's a very strong message to the Australian decision makers to really see refugees as contributors, as an asset, because every refugee, we came here, we did not come empty. We came with knowledge, we came with languages, we came with cultures, we came with background experiences, we came with overseas qualifications.
That's true.
And if all of this looked at from a contribution perspective, then the integration will become much easier. The return on the government, not the government, the taxpayers' investment will be much better than considering them as refugees, survivors.
Pity point of view.
That is, for me, yes, we are refugees. Yes, it's not our choice to really live our roots, our home, our memories, our routines. We don't need to explain to anyone who we are or what we can do or because we were living our lives, but circumstances were stronger than our dreams and our desires. So that is the message of the contribution. It's a call to action to the Australian authorities, or community organizations, policymakers to really invest in the human being, those refugees who carry much to be used.
Amazing. Where we hope that your message is to be heard from community media as well. You're talking about a lot of circumstances, a lot of struggles that you yourself witnessed and read through the contributors. Was there a particular story or a moment during this project that changed or deepened your own understanding of the refugee experience, Vivian?
Definitely, definitely. There are many stories,
Of
but I can
course.
really speak about one that really stood for me. For example, one of the co-authors, Mervet El Tarazi.
Okay.
Mervet came from Iraq, and she was an accountant. She served, she really gained her qualification after raising her family.
Wow.
And stood for her family. And then circumstance in Iraq forced her to leave behind all her familiarities and came to Australia. She knew about TAFE.
Yeah.
She knew about the course. She walked to the TAFE, and the first thing that really struck her, when she entered, they told her she had to restart studying, debit and credit.
Oof.
Imagine that, to do a bookkeeping course for an accountant.
She had to start from
She
scratch.
sat in the classroom and she could not hold her tears.
Yes.
She was crying. She went out from the class crying on the TAFE grounds, and someone wearing a t-shirt and a short stopped her and asked her, "Why are you crying?" She thought that this person is just interfering. She told him, "None of your business."
You're right.
And he insisted, and I'm grateful that he insisted, because she couldn't explain. Her emotion was so high.
Yeah.
And he asked her to come to his office. Later she found he was the head of the accounting department.
Oh my God, you gave me goosebumps.
It gave me goosebumps too.
Oh my God.
And that determination, he felt her. And he told her, "Okay, tomorrow bring your qualifications and we will really have a chat." She did. And that made her to put her feet on the ground to continue
Yeah.
her accountancy
Yeah.
qualification.
See, that's very interesting, because not all of the people really had this luck on that day, or you know, the way that she got approached. Maybe there should have been a better system to take, you know, the qualifications from zero to, you know, take appreciation of the international
Absolutely.
appreciations you've
Absolutely.
skills you've mentioned.
Imagine, really, for me, if that organization were, because I applied to several jobs, if someone was really interested to know how I, from a small village, became a humanitarian leader, earned or rewarded with Nobel Peace Prize certificate,
Amazing.
rewarded with UNESCO Peace Prize certificate,
Wow.
no one was interested. I could have become more contributor at very early times. And I could have helped the government, because I worked with the United Nations, which is a big bureaucratic organization,
Yes.
to really reform policies, to really help integration faster, smoother, and easier for the refugees.
Mate, I'm sitting with a legend here, with the Nobel Prize award winner, and I mean certificate. So that's amazing. I mean, let's put our voices together for that. Let me go back again to our topic. What did it mean to have the contributors come together for this official book launch? And was there a response maybe from the audience or from outside the circle that particularly stayed with you?
Definitely. To bring the 15 co-authors together, sharing their stories in the legacy book, and to launch the book, created awareness, definitely,
Nice.
created interest. I am now contacted, and I can see that on social media.
Yes.
Every now and then there is really a story. And I'm very grateful that, for example, the Western Sydney Migrant Resource Center
Yes.
started to really have stories shared. The SSI, also the
Yes.
Settlement Services International, is doing exactly the same.
Amazing.
Refugee Council is doing exactly the same. So by all these voices and stories, we are capable of reforming the approach in this continuation of the legacy, so that more attention to what these refugees are carrying and how can be utilized could be listened, heard, and utilized.
That's amazing. You spoke a lot about action to call, policy making, awareness, a lot of things. I would like to know, what practical impact do you hope that this particular book will have on newly arrived refugees, the broader Australian community, and the policymakers?
I believe and this is really fact. Recently, I was invited to a launch of a book, and in my table there was a teacher.
Right.
And I was really happy to introduce myself and to listen from her. And I asked her, whom are you teaching? She's teaching adults.
Right.
And I asked her, okay, and she has been teaching 13 years, I
Wow.
believe, 13 years. And I said, what is the level of success of these students that you, many are from
Yeah.
refugees or migrant
backgrounds,
backgrounds? Yes. And she looked at me and she said to me, I ask myself every day this question.
Wow.
And I said to her, why? And she said to me, because these people are in the class for other reasons than gaining or learning. I said, what do you mean? And she said, because they know the system. If they need Centerlink money, they have to be enrolled in a course.
Oh, wow.
So they are there, no congruency of a future. They are wasting time.
That's sad.
Very sad. That really steered me to focus on the youth, to focus on making them touched and oriented with their identity.
Wow.
This is what I'm really focusing on,
On
to
them,
equip
right.
them be ready not only for Centerlink money, but for building their dignity, building a future based on who they are, whom they want to become, and what they can contribute to others.
Wow. So when you describe this book as a legacy book, connected to the 1 million stories vision, is this the beginning of a larger initiative, Vivianne? So if it is, we'd like to share a little bit of what's next in your projects.
Thank you very much for asking me that question, really, Christine. I
course.
really appreciate you. The legacy book,
Yes,
from survival
to
to
contribute.
contribution, is my first really fact, my first project that I have created to raise awareness
Lovely.
and for call for action to help reshape how refugees are seen and utilized.
Amazing.
And my next is really another project. The purpose of this book has the book has 3 objectives.
Right.
Number 1 is to really raise awareness to other refugees who are still feeling stuck, don't know, confusion, what's their future, how they can fit in, what they can do, so they can see how others done it. And the second objective is mainly for the Australian people to change the narratives. Refugees are not only survivors. Refugees are asset to this country. Refugees have really came with different cultures, different languages, different backgrounds, and I'm very honored to know many of these refugees established associations. And that is the legacy they are really building on, so that they can reserve their heritage and their culture.
It's amazing.
That is great. And the third one is a message to the government and the policy makers and decision makers to really look at refugees as contributors, create pathways that will help integration, that will help equipping the communities with what is really meaningful, and that will really remain. And on it, they can rebuild more,
Wow.
easier future for all.
Amazing.
And by doing that, my next project is my
Yes.
own legacy.
Wow.
That next
I'm looking
month,
forward to that one.
next month, I am going to turn 70.
God bless you. God
Next month, and I say it with pride, because for me, age is just a number.
Indeed.
But what I have accomplished over these 70 years is worth to be documented
It
and
is.
shared.
Indeed.
Shared for one important reason, that if someone from a village minority, no university degree, no fluent English, no work experience for to really resign from a job she loved, turned herself to adapt to new communities, to the United Nations, to serve in 8 war-torn countries, to become a refugee in Australia, to reshape her future by her own initiatives and not waiting for someone to give her an opportunity.
Wow.
That is big. So that
Massive.
really, I hope my experience will inspire, empower, and transform. That is why I created. After 21 years, when I lost my husband to health, my pain became my purpose. I left Sydney because I lost my mom, my father, and my husband in a very short time. I couldn't take it. And I had to face a hard reality to help my son accept the death of his father. So I left Sydney, moved to Queensland, and I established 2 medical practices.
Wow.
For 20,
Out of pain, she did business.
out of pain, turn it to a purpose,
Yes.
to give access. Yes, I became an entrepreneur. I had to, it was a big learning curve for me.
Yes.
No clinical background, new state, Queensland, I have no one there. And to really jump into highly regulated industry, health, face challenges, being by myself, to run a show for 20 years. was
That's
a
called
big deal.
resilience. That is called resilience.
Absolutely.
Without burning a lot of your next project, we heard that it's going to be about you. Do we have any dates? Do we have any timelines you'd like to talk about? Please let us know.
Definitely. I do have a date, and it will be next month.
Okay.
My birthday is on the 6th of August, but I have pushed the legacy, the 70 years of courage, to the 28th of August.
Okay.
And it's going to be hosted at Mounties.
Okay. Mounties Club.
Yep.
Yeah.
Limited seating. So I don't want to repeat the same experience of the legacy book when I have really had to say no to some people who wanted or who really acted lately when the door already was closed.
Yeah.
So this week I'm going to put the announcement on my Facebook page, and I just ask the community to be tuned to really see and to act.
Of course.
That is
and
where
we
I
will
am.
do the call again. Stay tuned with Vivianne and Oz Arab Media to share the greatest news, the story of resilience.
70
'Cause that's
years
a-
of courage.
God bless you. God bless you, Vivianne. I don't know what to say. I am really honored and proud to be part of the launch. I was there as an MC. Thank you for the opportunity. And thank you for your time being here with us today. Sharing a story is a little world, a word that I can say it's behind, from survival to contribution, literally, as I say it. We would also like to acknowledge the contribution of the 16 or the 15 contributors who shared their personal journey as well. And thank you for their courage, because it's not easy to share a sad story as well. So thank you, and thank you is not enough.
Thank you very much, Christine, and the audience, and Oz Arab Media, and you personally
Thank
for
you.
being the MC.
Oh, no.
Even when you accepted, we haven't yet met in person.
That's true.
That happened with me, with all the other 15 co-authors. And I don't really take this lightly. For me, building the trust with someone whom you don't know
That's
is something big, and I'm grateful for that. And
Amazing.
hopefully you will become the MC for my legacy journey.
You just give me the call and I'm there to labik, as we say in
Thank you.
Arabic.
Thank you.
Thank
Habi.
you so
God bless.
much.
Thank you very much. I honor you for that.
No worries. It's our pleasure, and it's maybe our side of contributing into the community as well. Before we go anywhere, I'd like to tell our audience, as you heard today, many people arrive in Australia carrying stories of displacement, hardship, and loss. But their journeys did not end with survival. They continue through rebuilding, through belonging, and contributing to the country they call home now. We encourage you to look beyond labels, listen to these stories, and recognize the valuable contributions that refugees make to our communities every single day. Thank you for watching Oz Arab Media today. This was Christine Tadros, and I'll see you next time.